Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. I'm here early this Monday morning, as I've been for quite a few Monday mornings. An individual who concerned about the people of the world, so concerned that I can't rest, tossing and turning, thinking about ways and means, thinking about how comes all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you something. You've heard stories about how evil came into the world. And those stories were dealing with those periods and those times. And it might be a little complicated for you if uh, if you don't really have that kind of history. But what happened then is happening today, and the expressions might be a little different. The terminology and words, language might be a little different, but it's the same. I think you should hear more of it as it is associated with today. I want you to know the truth according to me. This is my truth. This is the truth that is built inside of me. Now, it might have came from God. It might have came from the devil. But it is the truth that's inside of me. And the truth that's inside of me says that all things that exist on the earth belong to God. And God is the creator of all things. What is God? The creator. That's about all I can say, especially now. All things. And whether cancer exists, it's that which tries to change God's things. It's where the mess up comes in. It's the disease. So saying that, I'm saying this, that all things are supposed to be working harmoniously in this earth, including human beings and our lives amongst one another. We are to experience peace on this earth, and we are to experience prosperity and freedom on this earth. Every last one of us. Joy and the fulfillment of our dreams. That's, ladies and gentlemen, what every last one of us are supposed to be experiencing. And because we are supposed to be experiencing something, we're not just here to just be experiencing something. There's something else that's engaged, and that's you and I in the process. And what are we to do in the process? We are to create just like God. And what are we to create? We are to create that which guarantees our peace and our prosperity and our freedom and our joy. What is that? You always got to begin with those things that's for survival, like food and clothing and shelter and education and health care. That means that every last one of us are working on a career of our own choosing, whereby we can produce all of that in such an abundance not a single person on the face of the earth would suffer anything, and not even worrying about using it up, because we didn't put it here, and whoever put it here can make sure that it stays here or give us something new. Unless we're trying to play God, we know we can't do nothing. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's the way it's supposed to be. There will be all of that peace, and nobody suffering for anything. And you can say heaven on earth, paradise on earth, utopia, whatever you want to call it. It is human beings waking to the truth. Now, where did the conflict come in? The conflict came in when someone wanted to turn that program around. Someone wanted to be the boss. So you see, God is invisible. And God lives in each and every last one of us. And God is the only boss above any of us. Any human being on the face of the earth got one boss. And that's your creator, God. But how many of us bend to all kinds of bosses? Well, there was one that says, I want to be boss. And what did he start bossing for? What was required to be the boss? You had to run the show. What that mean? That mean you got to have more of everything that's out there. And people got to depend on you, because now we got a special plan that just operates automatically, natural. But now we got to depend on you. Oh my God. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to go through all of that, but I'm going to tell you this. The God of creation used America. You know that America wants to be the house on the hill. Used America in the murder of George Floyd. Now look, murderers been getting away and continuously doing their things since the beginning. And all that they had to do was what I was going to tell you a moment ago, and still am on the path. That murder from the house on the hill, everybody in the world saw it. What did it display? It displayed the power outside of God. The power outside of God. It displayed the power of man. And America just happened to be white. I'm sure in other places of the world, wherever the dominant people are, whatever nationality they call themselves, race, whatever, it's the same thing. Man rule. And how does man rule? With that kind of control. First, he rules with money. Anything on the earth that you want, now, you don't just have it, you got to have money. When I just explained to you, there was no money involved in anything. But now, the one that wants to be boss, and you're controlled by the money. On the other hand, if you're not, and you know it, with the money you can live peeled heel, without the money you in the bottom of the ghetto. By design. And so this is the power of man. This is how man controls you. And when it gets to the point that they want to or have to, in their own estimation, based upon their own agenda and programs, what happened to George Floyd happens to you. Now that might be going to war. That might be doing anything. It means death, as is happening over in Israel today. Hamas and the Palestinians there. What are they doing? And I guarantee you every last one of them probably are talking about God. Their God. Their God. Their God. And babies and people are dying. What are they doing dying for? Because somebody over there is saying you are abusing me, and somebody else is saying I don't care. And so somebody over there is trying to defend, and somebody else over there is trying to abuse and exploit at all costs. But whose God is over there? I'll tell you whose God is over there. Who is over there trying to make sure that every household got a job? Who is over there trying, that means Palestinians and Israel, wherever they are. Who's over there trying to guarantee that everybody got food, everybody got clothing, everybody got shelter, everybody got health care, everybody got, who's over there? No one? Well, ain't no God over there. There's no God over there. Let's come back to America. You got this power struggle. This man dies. And so it draws attention. The world is looking. So people say, hey, maybe we should do a little bit better. And at the same time, you got another power that's stepped on the scene in America to show that everything that America has ever stood for, even though they represented evil, thinking they represented good, even the evilness had been hidden to a degree behind the falsehood until this evil one saw it and walked on the scene and decided to capture America. Capture America. By everybody in America got a concept about what a lie is and what the truth is. And this one came on and flipped the script and made a certain number of people think that a lie was the truth. And bought into it, and then got to the point it didn't matter if it was the truth or not. It was the truth. If the one who said it that they wanted to treat as God, if their God said it, then it's true. If their God said it, it's true. They tried to take over the nation with that Insurgency Act. And right now, traveling across the country, sending its voices, its advocates across the nation to keep spreading the lie, to affect the minds of those that are so discarded with lies, to spread the lies. People who have no idea what the truth is and no concept of the true God. They spread the lies. And what is that for? That's to create an army. That's to create an army to cause them to rise up. When? When they start talking about to put him in jail for all the things that he's done. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this evil one has been able to always ride above the fray. And he believes that he's always blessed. And perhaps he is, because right now the challenge is in your hand. Every government on the face of the earth is in opposition to the will of God. But it is permitted because it is the choice of the people. Every government on the face of the earth exists by your power. Yes, you were lied to, you were deceived, and you said yes. And you refused because you're afraid of death. And why are you afraid of death? Because you truly do not know God. There's not a single person on the face of the earth that knows God that is afraid of death. They might not want to die for this reason or that, but they're not afraid to die. Because as long as you're afraid to die, you are a slave. And as long as you take abuse, you're still a slave. And as long as you allow others to be abused, you're still a slave. Now, what is it all about, ladies and gentlemen? It's as I told you before. And this, my friends, also is a school. Just like elementary school, just like high school, just like college, you enter to what? Accomplish something, to learn, and then to step out. Don't hang there. You got to make room for somebody else, but you step out. So you come here to learn how to love everybody, to make sure that there's peace, prosperity, freedom, joy, dreams coming true, and everybody got a career to make sure that these things actually happen. And bend to no one, because they, my friends, are complete. They are suffering for nothing. And in this world, in America, I wanted you to know, ladies, this is my message to you. Look here, look, see, I lived my life. And I know what I'm talking about. I ain't scared of dying. And I know we've always been messed up. And I want to tell you, we are still being messed up. Republicans got no answer. Donald Trump and his folks got no answer. Democrats got no answer. Why? Because they don't know the truth. The truth will be reflected, ladies and gentlemen, when every last one of you are important, and every last one of you know it, and every last one of you respect and protect one another. And those things that God has prepared to happen naturally, you make sure they happen. Don't let white folks, if you're black, run over you. Don't let black folks, if you're white, run over you. Y'all walk down this thing together. Women, don't let no men abuse you. Men, don't let women abuse you. And one group of people from one country and another, don't be abused trying to abuse people. Who the hell do you think you are? The devil? Well, we are no cowards. What's right is right. Now, you can talk about Republican and Democrat and American and national, but what's right is right. You can't change that. And a lie is always a lie. Well, yes, I'm mad as hell, ladies and gentlemen, because I know people who are hurting. And you don't, I went through a neighborhood the other day. I hadn't been in this neighborhood before. And everywhere you went, you looked like you were walking, driving down streets where nothing but mansions were. You're saying, what? I didn't even know houses could be made this beautiful. My mind hadn't been dwelling on houses, but here they were. And then you coming out, when you finally work your way out of the neighborhood, you start going back to the natural, normal stuff we call normal houses. They look nice, but nothing compared to that. Then you get out of that neighborhood and you start seeing this, oh my God. And you live in a world like that. And you got people killing every weekend, shooting all the time. People are pissed. They don't know what to do. They're just pissed and foolish and stupid because they've been abused by a system that's killing them, abused by a system that's taking the lifeblood out of them. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't think of a one system that works. And that's a God system. And I'm talking about a God system of love. I'm not talking about that God system that allows the Palestinians and the Russians over there and Israelis over there to be killing each other. I'm not talking about the God system that here in America, blacks, second-class citizens, and nobody's thinking about fixing it. I'm not talking about that God. That's the demon. I'm talking about a God who said this crap is over. Because now you see the truth and you don't want it to happen to you and you're not going to let it happen to anybody else. Good God Almighty. Oh, brother. Well, I know I've been talking a long time, so I'll talk to you later.